Good afternoon, everybody. What a day it was. We're going to break down a lot of stuff. How to trade halts. We're going to talk about how to trade halts using a simple dip and rip strategy that I love to use. In a hot market, it is my bread and butter. Now, today was a really good day. Biggest day of the week for me. It's been a really good week so far, all green. Today's Wednesday, obviously, so we're green Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today being the biggest one. I want to start. We're going to save the halt for last. Of course, we only traded 3 stocks today, so it won't take us too long to get there. I want to talk briefly about NCRA. Then we're going to dive into how I traded the halt for a pretty big play on AMIX, biggest trade of the week. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through some stuff here. Again, this is over on NCRA. A lot to dive into with this. A lot. So going back into pre-market, this was the big one. This thing ran from, $1.41 all the way to $4.45. This thing made a nice move back in pre-market this morning. I didn't trade pre-market this morning, but it made a nice move. If you play it here, this is probably the best trade you had of it this morning, where it broke trend at the upside, gave you a little micro pullback. Here you go, nail it off the VWAP, and again, you got a perfect move all the way to, gosh, $4. You got like a $1.50 move on it. I caught my $1.50 move today too, but it wasn't on this. But now anyways, I was watching it going into open. Obviously, this thing it was leading gapper, had the most volume out of anything, right? And this thing was trading clean too. And so I noticed we look back here from pre-market, we have this big topping tail, right? We have that big topping tail and this big topping tail here. So we know where the ranges are here. We know where the ranges are. And so I'm looking for, when we have this much strength into the bell, I'm looking for this to flush, put it around the bottom, then squeeze back up through 4. And most of the time, that's exactly what happens. It didn't happen here, and I still played it really well regardless. And so as it flushes, it puts in place these bottoming tails. I'm trying to take these pullbacks for this to squeeze back up through 4 to 5 to 6. Obviously, it never happened, but I'll show you here how I traded it, again, out of this range. It pulls back out of the open, and you can see here, it puts in place these wicks off the lows, and so I punched it here at 346 for the break of 360. I get a move back to 360, then it rejects. I say, well, I guess it's not going to go. So I take a profit back at you can see back at my entry. I take the rest out. And so then it flushes again back into this previous wick. Guess what? It breaks below VWAP. It gets wicked back up again. I say, wow, okay, this thing's getting soaked up for the next reversal back up through 4. And so I try to take it again at 335. It pops back to like 360, then it reverses straight back to 340. And again, I took the rest out. I say, well, okay, another tiny little pretty much break-even trade. It came a time where it's like, I really wanted this to be the one today. I really did. And I gave it a chance to try and break again here, retest the 90 MA, it rejected again, retest the 20, rejected again. You can see I took more out each time. And then it eventually rejected. I took the rest out right beneath my entry. Again, pretty much break even. It was a very small win. But regardless, really small wins on this. Really small wins on this. We flush, and then this happens. Something really cool to note about this here, this is a really cool setup where we're looking for sort of a reversion back to the mean, which the mean is your VWAP sitting at 315. And so as this is flushing, we're sort of retesting the zone back here from earlier back in pre-market that you'll see right back here before it made this big move. You can see right back through here. And so I say, okay, we're sort of back into this cool range from pre-market. Maybe this wants to, again, reverse from here and head back up through VWAP. I was just looking for a little scalp back to VWAP. And so as it tries to break down again, you see it breaks beneath these lows. Big bottoming tail again. Again, it gets bought back up aggressively. Again, I take the entry for the move back to VWAP. And, well, I got it from 290 back to about 309. Again, better than nothing. And then as it starts to get heavy and reject off the 9, the 90 MA gets tight again. Again, I get back out of it right here and I take my full exit. Again, missing this whole next leg down. Why this worked here, and again, I know a lot of you are like, well, why'd you take it here? It's beneath the EMAs, beneath the UAP. Well, that's the thing. It had distance back to it. Now, if we're tight beneath VWAP, tight beneath the EMAs, I'm not going to take something. But in this case here, we had confirmation off the low. And again, I had room back to VWAP. It's all a matter of risk to reward. And so if I'm in here at 290, risking 285 for the next leg back to 310, 315, risk to reward is fine. In this case, it worked out well. Again, little base hits. Now, I end up playing a little bit more, and we'll come back to this here shortly. I want to move on to AMIX for right now and talk about dip and rips. How do you trade a dip and rip out of a halt? What even is a dip and rip out of a halt? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. Now, if you watch my free watch list videos, this was one of my top stocks last night, and the game plan here was extremely simple. It was just to look for the break of 530 and then look for confirmation. That was it. Just watch for the break of 530, then we had range to like 650 and 750. Which you can actually see over here on my watch list going into market open over 530 for the range 650 and 750. That's all I did, right? That's all I did. It was that simple. And so what happens, and I sort of missed the first move on this, or at least so I thought. And so this thing gets breaking up at market open. Look at this, just gaps and goes up into a halt over 590. I'm starting to kick myself because it's like, okay, I just have a couple little base hits on NCRA, and now this is halted up. I completely missed the massive move from 430 all the way to 590. Oh my God, I missed the move. What do I do? Well, I look for dip and rip. So what I knew here, why a dip and rip was so key, is we look back here from pre-market, and if you remember from the game plan on the watch list, that 529 level was very key from, again, pre-market highs. So going out of this halt, guess what? I watch for a dip over that level and see if it holds. And so as soon as we resume, we have this flat resumption here at 596. Well, it reverses, right? It heads all the way south to 549. And as we get right over this level, I go ahead and I punch it because I know from that point on, my risk to reward is spectacular. We have this massive move up, we're retesting pre-market highs, and so that's where I punch it. And as soon as I punch it, I get in literally at the bottom of the candle. I could not have gotten a better entry. I'm in at 549 on that candle, the literal bottom to the cent of that candle. So 549 entry, and as soon as I take my entry, it reverses, flips straight back up to 580. At that point on, I'm already up 30 cents a share, just like that, because I don't hesitate. Now, before we got up to the highs, I had a half left here, up into this previous high, just in case we rejected, Had a half left at 590, so already, I want you to think about this. From 590 to my risk at about 529, or not 590, 549 to 529, about 20 cents of risk at most. And I'd already gotten down to a half left whenever I'm up, roughly 40 cents a share. So I got a half sold at 2-to-1 risk to reward. From that point on, it's guaranteed profit. Whatever happens, happens. We break out higher over the previous high, and I'm just trimming. You can't see. I take more out at 611 over the 6s. Take more out up here in the 650s. And I let it come down. Again, I'm looking to see this past high hold. It pulls back. It holds perfectly. Again, this is where it makes a new high over 7. Now, I got out full up here underneath. What is that? 725. It got a little bit heavy. I took a full exit up here off the highs. What was that? 705, 706. Pullbacks happen. I'm watching pullbacks over this past high to see if I can't play it again. Sort of back and forth on this. I took a small loss on this one with a quarter size position. Gave a very small amount back, nothing noticeable. Again, you got to think this here was a 4R. This was a 4R win on this trade here on AMIX. So I came back risking a quarter of an R on this trade here. And so didn't really give anything back. I didn't really get much going on this either. I took the next pullback with a half size, and I got it back. You can see 630 back to 660s. Took it again with a half size, 611 back to 630s. And so sort of rinse and repeat little base hits. But again, most of that profit, or pretty much all the profit, came from here. I tacked on an extra 1R out of these two trades here, again with two half-size trades, but that's really all I could do. Outside of that, I left it alone. Of course, as it broke beneath the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA, and they began to cross, that is backside. We left it alone from there, and that was that. Now, all I had otherwise, I had NCRA a couple times later, and, you know, we didn't really have much on this either. I played the reversal, at least I tried to. We just tried to reverse here on the break of this wedge, and so I take it here for the move back to VWAP. I get spooked out. It was so heavy. And so, well, I cut it pretty much for a small win, and that was it. I also played the pullback step through here a little bit. I didn't really get anything on it there either. Just sort of back and forth. So anyways, that's really what I did today. It really wasn't much more to do. Again, just dipping rips on AMIX is really all it took. This was the big breadwinner for today. I mean, you got to think 549 to over $7. So it's all it takes, one and done. Like I've been saying, the market is heating back up. It is hot. It's been a really fun week. It's been an all-green week, thankfully. Yesterday, I had to sit back and avoid some halts. I caught a big halt in INLF. Thankfully, we caught it on stream for a pretty big win on that yesterday. But overall, a lot to be excited about going into the rest of this week and into August, too. This is a lot to be excited. Even if you miss this today, right? Even if you miss this today, you should still be excited. You don't go chase. You don't go force. You just say, look, I just know tomorrow is going to be even more fun. And it should be, because things just continue to heat up as the days go on. So really exciting stuff. Super, super excited for what the next month has in store for us. This has been awesome. Today was awesome. Again, use the free watch list too. I'm the only person that posts up a free watch list literally every single night. Without fail, every single night. Tune in for it. Literally, I post it on every single platform. It gets over multiple hundreds of thousands of views. So check it out. Tune into it. And man, hopefully a fun day again tomorrow. As always, make sure to comment down below how you did today. I'm curious how you did. Any questions you have to, let me know. I'm going to be checking those this afternoon to help you out. And two, if you learn a thing or two, make sure to subscribe for daily content just like this and join the 7-day free trial in the description down below to trade alongside me on stocks just like this in real time every single day. Let's do it again tomorrow. I'll see you back there.